Hi everyone, and welcome to The Cozy Christmas Cottage. If you love Christmas, you've come to the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss a new festive video filled with ideas posted here every single week. We're headed into Dollar Tree today to grab some Santa hats, some stockings, and wrapping paper to whip up 25 adorable and easy DIYs. Let's start with some Christmas stocking projects. These monogram stockings are perfect for turning into some cute gift bags. We're just going to need to do a couple little changes to them. First, we're going to start by taking out the inside cardboard and then laying it onto a cutting mat and using a ruler to help get a straight line as we cut the bottom toe off just underneath the monogram. Next, we're going to be doing some gluing, and these fabric glue sticks are absolutely awesome. They're going to be a much more strong bond for us versus the traditional glue sticks, so I'll definitely make sure to link those down in the description box below for you. We're going to start by taking the side of our stocking that was kind of sticking out a little bit, and we're going to fold that in and use our fabric glue to close up that side. Then to seal up the bottom, we're just going to roll those bottom edges up inside the stocking. Makes for a nice finished edge. We're going to add some glue along the bottom edge and then fold the top over it. And that is going to make sure our bottom is nice and closed for our gift bag. Once you get that glued together, go ahead, pop the inside open and make sure you kind of push down on the bottom. If you have any holes in there, go ahead and add a little bit more glue to seal it up. Then we're going to take the top furry edge, roll it up, add our gift and goodies to the inside of the bag, and then take some decorative ribbon, tie around the top, make a bow, and then we can fold that furry edge back down over the ribbon. Aren't these the cutest thing? So Christmassy. I love that they are personalized with the monogram on the front. I also absolutely love that these are reusable, so you can save them and use them year after year. Now we're going to turn an ordinary stocking into one that is one of a kind and has much more style. So this one here from Dollar Tree, we're going to remove that cardboard from the inside and add a little ice skate to the bottom. So to do that, I'm using some stiff gray felt. So we're going to cut this down to about a half of the size of the felt that it comes in. And that's going to be about the same size, or the right size that we need to create this ice skate at the bottom. So on the back side, we're going to use the stocking to give us a guide for sizing and then kind of freehand what a ice skate would look like, the metal part. And then once you're happy with that, go ahead and cut it out with a pair of scissors, and we're going to attach it onto the bottom of the stocking. And we're going to do that with just a little bit of that fabric hot glue to attach it onto the back of the stocking. We can't forget the little ice skate laces, so we're going to use some of this white embroidery floss and a needle. We're going to hand stitch this on here in an X pattern from about the toe up to the top where it is folded over, where it has the decorative plaid fabric. So stinking cute. I hope that this kind of inspires you to look at stockings a little bit differently. So maybe the ones that you see in Dollar Tree or other stores, or maybe you already have some stockings that you want to update and give a different look to. This would be an easy peasy way to do it. Now for an easy way to personalize your stockings. I love the cabin cozy vibes of these Dollar Tree stockings. I grabbed some of these leather labels. I found a big pack of them on Amazon, super cheap. I'll also link those down below for you. We're going to take a Sharpie marker and we are going to add a name onto the front of this. You could literally just do that and leave it as is. An easy way to personalize and give this even more style and a more custom look. You can do so many things with these leather tags too, so keep that in mind. Make some gifts with them. But what we're gonna do is take this one step farther and take a wood burning tool, which I'll also link down below for you, and we're gonna take the blunt end tip and go over those marker marks from the name that we drew onto the leather, and just slowly go over that and trace over that until we get that burnt leather look. And then to attach these leather patches onto the stocking, we're going to come back in with some more of that fabric hot glue, kind of move that fur around so we have a nice flat spot, push the label onto the front, and we have a instant customized stocking. If you are still watching at this point, I appreciate you so much. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button so I know you are here, and also to let me know you're enjoying these stocking DIYs. These kind of argyle stockings are my absolute favorite from Dollar Tree. They kind of have that sweater look on them, and you can use this as kind of like fabric versus using it as a stocking. So we're going to cut the furry part off the top for this, fold it in half lengthwise, and take a marker, and we're going to start drawing a really tall triangle on this part of the stocking. Then go ahead and take your scissors and cut that out. So by doing that, we have created two triangles from the backing and from the decorative front. We're going to take our fabric hot glue again and run a bead of that up the one side and lay the top decorative fabric on top of that, and then run some more of that glue down the other side of this triangle to connect them together. Now, if you like to sew, you can always do that too, but I am just a hot glue gun girl, so I usually tend to go that way, and I absolutely love this glue because it holds really, really well. Now we're going to stuff this triangle, which is now turned into a Christmas tree, with some of this tissue paper that you can also get from Dollar Tree. We're just going to cut this into little smaller pieces and kind of stuff it down into the point of the tree first. A little dowel rod kind of helps to pack it in there, and we're also going to leave that dowel rod in there because that's going to be the trunk of our Christmas tree. If you wanted to do stuffing like fiber fill, you could do that too, but this is what I had on hand, and we always use what we have on hand before we go buy new craft supplies around here. So now that we have the bottom of the tree glued up, and we've also attached that dowel rod in there, we're going to cut the dowel rod down so it's not so long, and then we're going to attach it to this wood block, which is also from Dollar Tree. I've just drilled a little hole in there, the big enough size that the dowel rod would fit down inside to hold it up. And then I made a couple more Christmas trees in coordinating fabrics to make this cute set of 3 really adorable Christmas trees. All right, so we're gonna use that same stocking from our last project for this next project. We're gonna make some cute little mittens. And so we're gonna cut the backing off of this stocking, and we're also gonna cut the fur off of the front. So by doing that, we've just created what is basically going to be the decorative fabric part for us to craft with. And we're gonna make some mittens, so I'm using my hand as a guide. You wanna do that with your right and your left hand. And then draw around it so you have that mitten shape, and cut that shape out with your scissors. So we've saved the furry part of the stocking that we cut off earlier. We're going to use that as a decorative part for the top of our mittens. So we're just kind of folding it over the top side there, so it looks like our mittens have some fur on them. Very, very cute. And then using some decorative cording here, we're going to glue those to the backs of the mittens and tie a knot in the top. And we've created our own decorative hanging mittens. So cute to add to a wall, onto a door, onto a wreath, hang over a sled. So many different things you can do with this. Just looks super cute. And like I said, I love this fabric. It just is so Christmassy and wintry. These basic stockings with the red fur and the white fur at the top really just made me think of Santa Claus, so we're going to turn this stocking into Santa. So I've grabbed one of the mops from Dollar Tree. We're going to cut off some of the strands of that and use that for the beard. So go ahead and flip the fur up on the stocking and add a line of glue. We're going to do a little at a time, so put a few little beads of glue on there and then a row of the rope across until you get to the other side. So we kind of have a scraggly beard going on here. We're going to use our scissors to kind of give it more shape. So I kind of made a point in the middle and then cut out diagonally from each side. Once you flip that fur back down on the stocking, it'll cover up that raw edge of glue and make it look a little bit more finished. We're not quite done yet though. We need to add a nose to our Santa Claus. So I had this pink little mini ornament from Dollar Tree. We're gonna pop that in underneath that furry fabric cuff and also kind of glue down some of the sides of the fur so it all stays. This is a really fun DIY, even one that kiddos can get involved in. I think this would be great as a gift for a little one, or even would make a really great way to add to a gift for your Secret Santa. This next idea is just kind of more for fun and more of a hack, and it's super cute, so I hope you give this one a try. We're just going to take that traditional stocking and we're going to cut the toe off of 2 of them, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with these 2 little cuffs. All right, so here we go. We have our 2 cuffs, and what we're gonna do is we're actually going to use these as little leg warmers and decorative touches to our boots. So you just take your stocking, slide it onto your leg, and then put your leg into your boot, and it becomes a cute little Santa style cuff for your rain boots or for your winter boots. So cute, so fun, and it only takes a couple minutes to do. All right, so now we're moving on to our Santa hat DIYs. It looks very similar to the stockings that we used earlier, but I have some totally different projects. This one you're gonna need several of these Santa hats from Dollar Tree to create a really easy garland. So grab yourselves some safety pins too. We're gonna flip our hats upside down and connect them side to side to create this garland. So you just kind of use a larger safety pin here to get through all that fabric, and that is going to attach them side to side. So we're turning these Santa hats into a garland, so we need some string on the ends to be able to hang it up. So this is some red and white twine that I've used a yarn needle to run through one end of the hat and out the other side, and then we're going to use that to attach this onto our mantle. So you're going to want to do that to both ends. So I just have some small nails on each end of my mantle, and that's what I used to attach the twine onto so that this banner would hang. So cute by itself, but I also love the idea of using this as an alternative to stockings. So you could even put goodies inside of those stockings for Christmas morning. These are really neat wire wreath slash photo displays that you can get from Dollar Tree. We're going to take this one here and turn it into one for Christmas time using one of these Santa hats. So we're going to take some foam board and just trace the outline of the hat onto the foam board and cut that out and use it as an insert into the hat so it will stay up for us. And we're going to add this hat onto the top of this wire form and use it for Christmas time, whether it's pictures or Christmas cards, Christmas notes, maybe a Christmas countdown even. All you have to do is hot glue the rim of the hat onto itself with that wire kind of sandwiched in between there. It also kind of helps to glue down that pom-pom ball so it doesn't go flying around on you. Keeps everything in place. And this is just a really easy and cute way to display some Christmas items. So I have this awesome personal photo printer. I use this all the time, especially at Christmas time. It also makes a great Christmas gift or a Christmas gift to yourself in your craft stash. So I will link it down below for you. But you can actually cut out or print out collages or bookmarks or 4x6 sizes, or you can see here I have kind of like it sectioned off so it prints out 4 smaller pictures at one time, and then just cutting those apart, and we're going to attach those on with the provided hooks that came with this wreath. But again, you don't necessarily have to use this for photos, but look at all these cute Christmas photos of my kiddos and our puppy. Fun way to display them. But again, Christmas countdown, maybe some scriptures, maybe some notes, maybe some Christmas cards, so many different things you could do with this DIY. Now we're gonna need a charger. I love this one from Dollar Tree. Very surprised they had these silver metallic with the raised embossed snowflakes on it. We're doing the same thing here, same concept as our last DIY. We're gonna add the Santa hat onto the plate. So we have our foam board in there, and then we're gonna hot glue the hat off to offset on the charger here. Make sure to glue the back too, or we're gonna make a cute little cookie tray for Santa. So I just created this design in my Cricut design space that says cookies for Santa with a little gingerbread cookie off to the side. We're weeding that out. I did use red vinyl for this, and we're going to apply it to the center of our charger. Just a really cute way to put out your Christmas cookies for Santa on Christmas Eve. So remember earlier we turned a stocking into a gift bag, and we had to do a little bit of work to get it to be a gift bag. Well, with Santa hats, you don't have to do anything at all other than to stuff your hat with the gift, the goodies, the treats, and then use some decorative ribbon or cording and tie it up, and it is good to go. So can you imagine these being under the Christmas tree on Christmas morning as a gift from Santa Claus, like he gave a gift to the kid in his own hat? How fun would that be? We're gonna beef up this project even more, keeping with that Santa theme, and grabbing some of these metal tags from Dollar Tree. We're gonna make this even more special. So I've painted one red and one white, and each one is going to have a different Santa look. So for this next part, we're going to be using some paint pens, well actually chalk markers. I feel like they work so much better than paint pens, to add some detail. So this red one, we're adding a black belt and a gold buckle onto the front, and then using a white chalk marker to add the to and from on there. And then for this one, we're going to turn it into an actual Santa Claus. So for the top, we've sectioned off and painted red. We're going to add his little face onto the white part, and then give him a nose and some cheeks and some eyes, and then add our to and from. So again, such a cute way to give those special Santa gifts or secret Santa gifts, but you could also personalize these and put your own names and actual to and from on them too. Next up is some wrapping paper DIY. So think paper crafting, scrapbook paper, but we're going to save a ton of money using wrapping paper because you're going to get a ton more on a roll of this versus a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper. So we're going to make a topper for a mason jar gift. So we've taken a large bowl here, which is also from Dollar Tree, traced it onto the wrapping paper, and cut the circle out. So here's our mason jar. I filled mine with mixed nuts, but it could be anything. It could be baked goods, cookie mix, whatever you want. And we're gonna use this wrapping paper to add a decorative touch to it, kind of like wrapping it, but more like adding the embellishment. So we've taken the circle and we are just pinching the sides as we go along and then pressing them down, kind of like what a cupcake liner would look like. And we're gonna do that all the way around and then add some twine to the top to hold it down. So this is an absolute great way, an affordable way to dress up mason jars. I have a whole video on gifts you can give in mason jars that I'll link down below for you. So many great ideas, but this is a great way to save on having to buy a gift bag. Just add some wrapping paper and some twine to dress it up. You can also use wrapping paper to dress up your holiday table. And we're gonna do that by cutting a 5-inch wide by 30-inch long sheet of wrapping paper and folding it down the center so the ends meet up. Now you can use glue here, or I have this awesome tape gun that I love to use when I'm paper crafting that I'll link down below for you. And that is gonna hold our paper once we have it folded. Next, with the folded side at the top, we're gonna fold up the bottom about, I would say, 2/3 of the way up. Add some more adhesive to the sides of that and press it down. We're going to now have a pocket in the front that we're gonna add some silverware to. To clean it up, use a paper trimmer, trim up the sides, makes it look more clean, and then you can decorate it up. So I have a few little embellishments. These little pom-poms are actually from Dollar Tree. We're gonna use some glue to attach those onto the front, but you can really add whatever you want, and of course use whatever kind of wrapping paper you want or matches your decor.
Tonight I wanna celebrate, tonight I wanna dream away, see the shimmer in the eyes of every happy Christmas child.
This is such an affordable way to make your Christmas dinner table or Christmas breakfast table feel a little bit more special without having to spend a lot of money or even spend a lot of time. I'm sure we all have a ton of wrapping paper laying around, so do this and it'll make everything just that little bit more special. You can also use wrapping paper to make your own stickers. I love doing this, especially if you're going to be using wrapping paper to add to your Christmas cards, your DIY Christmas cards. It makes everything match and feel cohesive. So I have this scalloped punch that I'm just punching out some circles, but you can cut your own shapes out, use your Cricut machine and cut some out. But I will link this scallop punch down in the description box below, and then you can use those punches to make your own stickers. So I have this Xyron machine. It's only about $10. I'll link it down below for you too. Another craft stash item that I use a lot during Christmas time, and it is so easy. You just put your design in through the front, pull the paper out the back. It's got teeth on there, so you can rip this off once you get those designs pulled all the way through. You can add on to and make a longer strip of stickers. And then once you have your design pulled all the way through, rip it off there. And then it's as easy as just pressing down on the top, which transfers the adhesive onto the backs of our stickers. Peel the plastic off of the front, and then we have a paper backing on there, and you just peel your stickers right off and use them. A great way to seal up your envelopes or add additions to your Christmas cards, your Christmas gifts. You could add them to our last project with our pockets for our silverware. So many different things you can do with these. Super fun to make with kids too. let me save you some money when it comes to gift wrap, because let's be honest, a lot of it goes in the trash anyway, so you might as well save some money and still make it cute, right? So these are some lunch bags you can get from Dollar Tree, so a ton of them for $1.25. You're already off to a good start, but we're gonna make them more decorative, more pretty by using some of this wrapping paper. So we've just cut the wrapping paper into a rectangle shape that's gonna fit on the front. Simply fold that in half and then cut one angle off of one of the sides. And now we've made a pretty decorative dovetail on the front. Use our tape runner here to attach this onto the front of the paper bag. And then you can fill your bag with all your goodies, gifts, and treats and close it up with a clothespin, or you could punch some holes into it and add some ribbon. So what I really like about this is, of course, you're going to be wrapping your gifts with that same wrapping paper. So if you make bags like this, it's all going to coordinate. So it's all going to look good together once it's sat underneath your Christmas tree. And speaking of coordinating all of your gift wrap, you can also make your own bows out of the same wrapping paper that you're using for your gifts. So I've cut a 2-inch wide by 30-inch long strip here, and we're going to add some adhesive to the middle and then, or on the back side, and then fold this in the middle so that the tails meet on the other side, basically just folding it in half. So once we have that pressed down, we're going to fold it in half again, and you want the folded side pointed to you, and we're going to then have the open end at the top, and we're gonna cut a shape into this. I like to say it looks like a vase, so it'll kind of start tapered in at the bottom, and then you'll kind of bow out, bow back in, and then cut to the point on the top at the outside so it's the widest point. And then you'll flip this over to the other side and repeat that shape. Then once you have it cut, you're gonna open it up and it's going to look like this. We're gonna cut 2 slits on the bottom tapered inside. So on the right side at the bottom, cut halfway in and then flip it. And we're going to do the same thing on the right side again in that tapered in spot. And then take those openings and connect them together. And then we're going to grab the middle at the bottom and open up those flaps that we just connected and add a little bit of adhesive here. And we've just created the loops of our bow. So I promise you, after you make your first one, it is just gonna click and you are gonna be able to make these so fast, and it's gonna save you a ton of money making your own versus buying store-bought. And at the same time, you're also coordinating all of your gift wrap, so it's all gonna look really nice together. You can go one step further and you can add other embellishments to these. I added some white button snowflakes to the middle of mine, but you can add ribbon and twine and stickers and really get creative with this. For this wrapping paper DIY, we're going to be doing a big decorative element. So we're going to grab a couple pieces of this foam board from Dollar Tree, and we're going to lay this out on top of the wrapping paper and cut it down to size so it's the same size as the foam board. Then we're going to take our foam board and we're going to tape it to the wall. Painter's tape is best here so we don't ruin our wall. And then we're also going to tape on the wrapping paper upside down, so wrong side facing out on top of that foam board. So we're going to be cutting out a silhouette. I just hit Google, hit Christmas silhouette, found a shape that I liked, which happened to be this deer head silhouette, pulled it up into my Photoshop, printed it out into a smaller size, black and white here, and then I have a really cool contraption, another awesome gift you should gift yourself for Christmas, hint hint. It is a projector. We've all seen these in school, right? Well, they actually come in handy for cake decorating, I've seen that before, and for your crafting. So what I'm doing is I set it on a stool, I made a note there. I will link the projector down below for you. You can find it on Amazon. So I've put this on a step stool, and what I did is just kind of moved the projector forwards and backwards until the size of the deer head fit onto the wrapping paper within the space, and then took my pencil and went around all of the shadow marks to create that silhouette on the paper. Then very carefully coming in with some detail scissors, we're going to cut that deer head out of the wrapping paper. Then we're just use some regular old stick glue to adhere the wrapping paper deer head onto the foam board. Take your time. There's a lot of little pieces here and there with those antlers, but that glue holds it down nicely for us. And we're gonna make a frame for this deer head so it looks like a big piece of framed art. So I have a black piece of foam board here, and I just measured out about a 2.5 inch size frame and cut out the center. And then we're gonna paint this so it looks nicer, because obviously the white edging doesn't look so nice. It looks like foam board, so we don't want it to look like foam board. We're gonna take some black paint and finish this off. One little tip here is I actually painted little corners on there so it looked like it was mitered, and distressed it more with some black paint and then let that dry. Again, using regular old stick glue to go around all the edges of the foam board, and then sandwiched that frame right on top. So for under $4, we were able to create this large piece of decorative Christmas art. So just think of all the different things you can do with this for the different holidays and seasons. You could do this in multiple rooms. You could change it up every year since it's so affordable. So a fun and easy DIY that I hope you'll give a try. Here's another way to make large decorative pieces for like $1.25. Whatever the cost of your wrapping paper is, may be free if you already have it on hand. So we're cutting a large rectangle out of our wrapping paper, flipping it over to the back side, running glue up that right edge, and then grabbing the opposite corner on the left, and we're gonna fold that down to create a cone. So we're just wrapping it onto itself, and then making sure we get all the way to the end where that glued edge is, and then pressing that down and holding it until it dries. Now take the cone and kind of pinch it in the center, but don't crease it. We don't want lines in our paper, but we do want to hold it flat so we can cut a straight line at the bottom to create our now tabletop Christmas tree. So affordable to do, quick and easy to do, and you can make a ton of these and get a really nice display using all the same colored wrapping paper, or you can do coordinating wrapping paper to kind of make a set, or you can make smaller ones like I've done here and add them to a tiered tray. Fun and easy DIY, and so affordable to do. You can also make your own gift tags with wrapping paper. I'm going to be using my Cricut to help out with this, but you can use scissors and a hole punch. That works too. I'm using the lightweight mat for this because wrapping paper is kind of more lightweight than regular scrapbook paper. And I've just created the different designs in my Cricut design space and loaded it into my machine to do all the work, which is why I love my Cricut machine. If you've ever thought about it, I highly recommend. I will link mine down below. I use mine constantly, and especially at Christmas time. So I'm just going to take off all the excess wrapping paper from my mat and then very carefully remove those gift tags from the mat too. Then it's just as easy as taking a marker and writing your to and from onto the front and adding them to your gifts. Now we're gonna make a banner out of some wrapping paper, some cardstock, and I have this awesome banner punch that I will link down below for you. These are so fun to do, especially if you like to decorate for holidays and seasons or even birthdays, Mother's Day. And what you do is you just move your paper down to the size that you want your triangle to be, and then take this blade and run it along the outside, and it's going to cut the perfect triangle out for you. And the cool thing about this punch board is it will also punch the holes in the corners for you. So I'll show you that in just a second, but we're going to layer this cardstock with our wrapping paper and give it kind of a layered look. So we're just cutting off a small section of the wrapping paper and then moving down one of the lines to make this triangle smaller. So same thing, we're going to run our blade along the wrapping paper and it's going to cut out our triangle for us. So you can use stick glue here, or you can use a tape runner like I'm doing here. And we're just going to add that onto the back of the wrapping paper and layer it over top of the cardstock. And here's the part where it will actually punch the holes for your corners for you. It's got a little bitty hole punch, so you put it up against the edge there and it works perfectly. So fun, so cute. And you can see on the front of the punch board itself, it will do triangles and pennants and banners in different shapes too, not just the regular triangles, which is super fun. So we're just going to continue on creating our triangles and piecing this together to make a cute banner. Then to personalize it, I cut out some cardstock with my Cricut machine to create the letters, but you can find sticker letters at craft stores and even at Dollar Tree too, so keep an eye out for that. And then we're going to string up our banner. So we're going to start with the last letter first and work our way backwards. Pretty cute for just using some wrapping paper, some cardstock, and some ribbon to make our own personalized Christmas banner. Now, hangers may not be on your list of things to buy for Christmas crafting, but after you see these next DIYs, it will definitely change your mind. We have some regular size hangers, some cable ties, and some 10 snip or some wire cutters to help us with this first DIY. We're going to make a giant star using 10 hangers. So what you're going to do is take your hangers, and at the point, we're going to connect those, and then the hooks need to be on the inside, touching each inside part of the next hanger next to it. And then the zip ties are what is going to hold all of these hangers together. So anywhere where these hangers touch and meet is where we're going to add those so they stay in place. So this is just one of the 5 triangles that we need to create this star. So once you have this first one made, go ahead and repeat this 4 more times. So just in traditional star shape, we are going to put all the points facing out, and then all the corners we're going to make touch, and that is where we're going to add some more zip ties. Pretty cool, right? It turns into a giant 3-foot tall star. Great for outdoor and indoor decor once you decorate it up. So you can add lights to it, you can add garland to it, that tinsely stuff to it. So many different things you can do. I'm going to be adding some fairy lights to mine just so they kind of hide a little bit in there and they don't stick out so far. You can also find these awesome LED fairy lights on Amazon that I'll link down below for you that change different colors, and they have different modes onto them so they flash. Super fun, a great addition to Christmas decor. So we're going to create the same shape as our last project, taking 2 hangers and making them into that triangle. So we're going to do this upside down this time though. But we're still going to have the point, and we're going to have those hooks touching the insides of the hangers of the same one next to it. We're going to turn this guy into the cutest reindeer, so we need to paint him brown. I'm using some chalk paint here so it'll stick to the plastic a little better, but if the weather was better, I probably would have taken this outside and spray painted it. So if you can, spray paint, it will save you a lot of time. So here's it dry after a good 3 coats of paint. We can start decorating up our reindeer. So we need a big red pom-pom for his nose, just hot gluing that onto the bottom point, adding some wiggly eyes up above that, and then you can also add a bow up to the top too if you'd like. You're going to need 8 hangers for this next DIY. We're going to make a snowflake. So for these, we're going to take 2 and we're going to lay the flat sides together, hooks facing down. Repeat this for another set of 2 above it, but again, the hooks, you want to face the other hooks. And then fill in the sides 2 more with the flat sides touching each other, and then the hooks touching the ones next to it. So we've made a cute little snowflake here, and it's time to come in to add all of those zip ties. So one tip I have with the zip ties is don't tighten them all the way until you are happy with the finished design, and then you can go ahead and tighten them up all the way. So that way it gives you some wiggle room as you're working your way around. And then obviously always cut off all of those excess tails once all of them are tight. Then of course you can come in and decorate however you want, but I love the look of these fairy lights on that star. So I thought it'd make it look pretty for a snowflake to have some of these lights too. So we're just really randomly wrapping them around all of the hangers and making sure it looks full. And then why not go one step farther with the snowflake theme? I found these cute styrofoam glittery snowflakes at Dollar Tree. We're gonna hot glue these around the snowflake too, so it looks pretty during the daytime. With our next project, we are going to make an angel. So similar to the triangles we've been making, we're going to make wings with creating a triangle for this one, but we don't want it as tight. So you can see the hooks at the top are more in the middle and the points are faced out. We still have the one corner tight on itself, but we want these wings to kind of flare out. So we're going to make one set like this and repeat that for a second one. Then we're going to attach those together at those points in the middle. And then we need to make the body of our angel. So to do that, we need 5 hangers. We're going to make a point at the top and continue those lines down on the side and then adding 2 at the bottom to make a line. So we basically created a large triangle and we're going to zip tie those connector points together. Then you can attach those wings onto the body with even more zip ties. And then for the head, we're going to use a bamboo embroidery hoop zip tied to the top. I thought it would be pretty to make the angel look like it was holding a candle, and you can find these flame glow solar lights at Dollar Tree. So I grabbed one of those. You can see it kind of has that flickering flame effect, but it is solar powered, so you'd want to put this near a window to make sure that it comes on each night when the sun goes down. But we are going to attach this onto the center of those hangers with some pipe cleaners. And then kind of hide the handle of the solar light with a pretty bow. I think this would stand out better if it was displayed on a wall that wasn't white, so you could see it a little better, but I think it's pretty. You could also spray paint this so it was a different color. I definitely kind of wish I would have spray painted the wood hoop so it was white too and it all kind of blended together, but a quick and easy DIY, kind of impressive for just using hangers. So next we're going to use some of these child size hangers, but you could do regular size hangers too, or a mix of the two even. We're going to take 4 hangers this time and we're going to put the hooks together in the middle. So we have a straight side on the right and left, add another one to the top and a 4th one to the bottom, and all the hooks are meeting up in the center, so we've created a square.
See it in your eyes, so it's true. I'm so glad you feel it too. Nothing to hide from
For this one, you're going to make sure that you have zip ties in all 4 corners and also in the center where those hooks meet. And you're going to repeat this 4 more times so we have 4 rectangles, or 4 squares, I should say. So we're going to make a present out of these. We need a big box. So we're going to put these end to end or side to side to connect them all into a line, stand it up, and then we're going to add more zip ties to attach the corners. And now we have a nice shape for our present.
Together. On the way, oh, we're falling in love. To me, it's perfectly clear. We're falling in love.
Time to add our lights. You can find these at Dollar Tree too. We're just going to suspend these on the inside of our present using some zip ties.
For us, we're falling in love. Hey. Take.
So now we have the inner workings of our present. We need to make it pretty. So I grabbed 2 of these rolls of tulle. You can get these from the craft store, Dollar Tree, Amazon, wherever. You can get whatever colors that you want. And we're just going to use that tulle and wrap it and wrap it and wrap it all the way around all the sides, and also making sure to get all of those corners to cover it up.
It's perfectly clear. We're falling in love. It's true.
Then embellish even further by adding some ribbon around the middle there, and also adding a bow to the top.
We're falling in love. We're falling in love.
Then all there's left to do is to plug in the lights and watch it glow. So this is using child size hangers, but you could use adult size hangers and do a bigger size. It'd be a cute kind of set to create and put underneath your Christmas tree. But I love this material because it still lets the light glow from the inside of the present, but looks really pretty with all that tulle added for color. If you made it to the end of this long DIY video, leave me a present emoji down in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet, and subscribe if you are new. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I'll have another Christmas DIY video popping up on your screen you're not going to want to miss, so go ahead and click over and I will see you there. Thanks so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a very happy holiday season.